Hi guys, my name is Megan and today I've got some of my favorite Sapphic book recommendations for you. Alright, so it's Pride Month and today we're talking all about some Sapphic books, so that is women loving women books. So let's go ahead and dive into today's recommendation. The first one I'd like to recommend is going to be You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight. This was one of my favorite horror books that I've ever read. This is following Charity, who is the manager for this full contact haunted house that's run in summer at an abandoned lake camp. And things are off this summer, and they're on their last couple of nights at the haunted house, and people start disappearing, and she just thinks, people are going home without telling her, and people start disappearing really quickly, and then things start escalating and getting weird until they are in the horror story that they didn't know was actually true. And there's a cult and blood magic and all sorts of weird things start happening, and Charity is running for her life, and so are the rest of the kids at the camp. And it is one of the best horror books that I've ever read. And Charity and her girlfriend are just trying to survive the night. It's one of my favorite books that I've read in the last year and a half. Next up I have You Can't Spell Treason Without Tea. This is a really fun, cozy fantasy book. This is following Raina and Kianth. So Raina is a Queen's Guard, and she's kind of fed up with the Queen not really caring about her bodyguards. So she and her girlfriend Kianth, who is the Mage of Ages, the most powerful mage in this entire world, decide that they're gonna leave. And they're gonna go to a really tiny town on the edge of the Dragon Country and settle down. And they just want to open a bookshop and tea house. And it's them dealing with all of the political fallout of them leaving, but also of them moving to a very tiny town and making a place for themselves and having a community surrounding them with love and fighting dragons and bandits and, just basically making a home for themselves and selling books and tea. This is one of my favorite Sapphic romances. It's so sweet and soft, and they talk to each other and figure out what they want from their relationship, but also how they're going to grow into a better relationship. It's one that I would highly, highly recommend. Next up, I'd like to recommend Cosmo Nights. This is one of my favorite graphic novels. The use of color specifically in this graphic novel series is fantastic. It's so bright and everything just fits together, and it's about these kick-ass queer women that are just trying to free princesses from the space patriarchy and realizing that there's a lot more going on than anybody thought there was. But also, they get to pilot these mech suits and fight in battles. It's a really fantastic queer graphic novel series. Next up I have The Scapegracers. This is one of my favorite horror and magic kind of book series. So The Scapegracers is following Sideways Pike, who is kind of a loner. She is a witch and she does magic tricks for, bottles of Coke under the school bleachers, until the popular girls find out that she does magic. And the popular girls pay her to do magic at a pre-Halloween party, and things go wrong, but also Sideways gains a whole bunch of friends and makes a coven with these other girls, and they are unhinged in the best way, but also the worst ways. And this takes Be Gay Do Crime to a whole other level. They are unhinged and able to do magic, and they are here to fight for women's rights and to protect girls from the gross boys in their tiny town in Appalachia. So it's one that I would highly, highly recommend. And then the last one I have for you today is going to be The Girl from the Sea. This is following 15-year-old Morgan, who has come to the realization that she is queer, and she hasn't really told anybody yet. She doesn't really want to. She just wants to escape the tiny island where she lives. And one night when she's sitting by the water, she's rescued by a mysterious girl from drowning, and that mysterious girl happens to be Kelty, and Kelty has her own secret. She is a Selkie, and she is trying to prevent some environmental disaster that's coming to this little island, and just trying to also dealing with her feelings for the first person she's ever really felt attraction to. And these girls fall in love over the summer, and it's so sweet, but also a little bit tragic at the end, but also so sweet. One that I would highly, highly recommend. Alright, so those are some of my recent favorite Sapphic reads. Do you guys have any Sapphic book recs you'd like to recommend? Let me know down below. If you guys like this video, don't forget the like button. If you haven't already but would like to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to follow me on social media for more bookish stuff, check out the links down below. Alrighty, bye guys!